How do I make important decisions? Making important decisions is a big step in actually thinking in the future. So it is important to know and to have all the options ready. And whenever I make a big decision, I always try to do research. I always try to see what benefits me in the long run, what outcomes will happen if I do choose that decision. So being really decisive is a great way to make the best decision ever. I always try to think of the future, and I will continue to do so in the future as well, to make the decisions that best benefit me. How am I good at dealing with change? I think I am. I I am a first generation college student, and it hasn't been the easiest coming to college after high school. After high school, I decided to take a gap year because in my family, it was not very common for our family members to go to school. My siblings didn't go to continue education. They didn't go to university. My parents weren't able to have the opportunity to go to school. So for me, coming out of high school, it was very difficult as well. I didn't think I would be able to go to college, to university, but I took a gap year after high school. It was very hard for me to actually take a gap year and not go to school right after, but that was a moment that I decided that I really wanted to continue my education. It was when I realized that I wanted to grow more into a person, into a career person. So I decided to take the opportunity to apply to a 2-year community college, which is getting my associate's degree in arts, and then later on transferring to a 4-year university college where I now am having my bachelor's degree. So am I good at dealing with change? Yes, I am. I think that this whole change was very unexpected, and it was very different from what my family had been through. It was a first time experience. It was so different to me. So I think I am great at dealing with change. I had other expectations, other kind of things where I don't know what to do because it's my first time ever experiencing. But I always try to see it with a clear perspective, and I always try to look for the best. And I'm always open to new opportunities, and even if that includes new changes and unexpected things. Where do I see myself in 5 years? In 5 years, I want to be able to work at a company where I feel valued, appreciated, and in a place where I actually enjoy being at, and being part of a team of great people, great co-workers, and working under someone who is really into valuing the people who work for them. So I am reaching for my goal is to work as a marketer. So if in 5 years I can have the chance to be a marketer in Google, then it will be the best thing I will ever have, and I will work hard towards it. And right now I am trying my best to work hard to get my networking done. I want to become the person that I have always dreamed of, which is being a marketer. So I am working towards that goal. So in 5 years, I want to be able to work at Google as a marketer. What are my weaknesses? As mentioned before, I am a first generation college student, so I don't know many things out there. I don't have knowledge of certain things or I don't have access to things that other people might have. So for me, one of my weaknesses is that I have to work harder or reach more into depth into what I want in life. So I try to get more experience, get more work done, more being able to go and look for things in my own way. So I feel like one of my weaknesses is, or some of my weaknesses, is that I tend to sometimes back down whenever things get tough, but then I realize fast enough that I need to continue, and even that this cannot stop me. So I try to overcome the struggles of being a first generation college student. So yes, and that goes back into what are some of my strengths. Some of my strengths, I believe that I am I'm not a quitter. Whenever I graduated from high school, as mentioned before, I realized that even though my parents didn't have the opportunity, my siblings didn't have the opportunity, but I am grateful enough that I was able to look more into more help in order to afford college, and I did not back down. I decided to continue and be able to actually get my bachelor's degree, and I want to continue and not quit. I think that's one of my strengths, that even though things get hard, I always try to look for the good in things, and I want to continue doing that in the further future. Okay. So, to tell you a little bit about myself, I have working at a fast food restaurant has helped me be under pressure. Being able to work at a fast food restaurant where it is known to be really busy and stressful, I was able to cope with all of that at the same time. There was a time when I had a rough day at work. We were understaffed and the line was getting longer. To make it even worse, our receipt machine broke and we were all super stressed out at what to do because everyone was busy, and I was the only one who was able to actually help around. I went back and forth to help in all the areas of the restaurant. I tried to come up with a solution on how to work out the receipt machine. So I just grabbed a piece of paper and a pen, and then replaced that and just marked the boxes with that. And I was able to come up with a solution, and it actually worked. But at the end of the day, we were very tired, exhausted, but it all worked out. So we were really happy. My coworkers were very impressed by my efforts, and to appreciate that, they gave me cards of appreciation that resulted into a work bonus. A work bonus that then helped me get promoted the next month to become a trainer. So I love working with people, and that day made me realize how important it is to be working in a team where people appreciate you, and that motivated me to continue chasing my dreams and to go on and continue and chasing my dreams to it, and that leads me where I am today. So as mentioned before, do I work well under pressure? As mentioned before, I worked at a fast food restaurant, so yes, I think I do work well under pressure. When you work at a fast food restaurant, there are so many things coming at you at once. You never know what's gonna happen. You either get a customer that doesn't like their food, or sometimes you make the mistake of having or putting an allergic ingredient in the person's food. Like everything happens. Like nothing is perfect when it comes to working at a fast food restaurant. Things get thrown at you very fast, and you have to know how to deal with it. In my perspective, I always try to remain calm and focus on each specific task I have to do in order to actually complete those tasks and not get super stressed out and have a burnout. It is important to be also working around with other people and be able to be a part of a team. Working under pressure is very stressful, as I mentioned before, especially as a student. I was working at a fast food restaurant in my college while also having my classes to do and homework to do, and I was a trainer as well, so it was very hard maintaining and having a whole schedule of having each different task to do whenever working or thinking about doing homework, and then at the same time you have to think about how are you gonna be able to lead other people in your as a team member, as a part of a trainer, being a trainer. You have to know how to be able to go along with all those tasks, and it's a lot of pressure, I can say, being a student and being a worker at the same time. Especially if you're a trainer, you get more tasks than the usual as being just a team member. So being a student and a trainer during my college years, I was able to learn a lot about having or being under pressure, and I feel like this is gonna help me a lot in the future whenever I am going to work under a company, or in any life situation. I think it's gonna benefit me in the long run, knowing how to manage and cope with being under pressure and stress. I feel like I already know how to manage it well, and I hope that I continue to remain calm in situations like this. So why should you hire me? As I mentioned before, I feel like I am ready for this. I feel like as a marketer, I feel I have the connection of being a part of knowing people, being a team member. I am already I have had leadership experience, and though a lot of challenges have been thrown at me, I had the experience to overcome them, and I still look forward to the future. And just being part of Google will make me feel like being already part of the Googler family. So I love that how the Google is about helping others in the technology world, and being a marketer is part of that, of reaching out to people, reaching out to the consumers who want to know more knowledge and research, and I would like to be part of it in order to help people like me. There are a lot of people who have challenges, and I'm not no one special, but I know that I can work hard to what I want. So in any situation that life throws at me, I feel like I am ready to complete that task. So I want to be able to help other people as well in that same perspective. So in order for me to do that, I feel like Google will benefit me in that. And as a marketer, it will be a great job for me.